Hello, this is Darren DePaul, the voice of Emperor Valkorion, and you're watching another video by Vulkk.
Why did you decide to bring us to the Dead Planet once again? There must be a connection to Revan, the Revan novel, maybe Mitri is coming back.
There is not a connection to I mean, it's mentioned in like the Revan novel, like you mentioned. I would say it's closer to being a connection to Valkorion or Vitiate. He's not coming back before anyone freaks out. He's definitely dead. But there is a connection to him and his past that is what brings the player and their opponents to this particular planet.
Can you tell us any insights with
it was also kind of a chance to show some changes to that world. You know, how has it changed now that Valkorion Vitiate is gone? And we were kind of interested to see what we could do to show that change in progression.
Share, please, any even small insights about the story of the Flashpoint without, of course, revealing spoilers. I imagine most of the audience would not be pleased with spoilers
yes.
today, but tell us something. Maybe the first opening, maybe the description of the quest that we get when we start it.
It starts actually not on Nathema. I'll tell you that much. There's actually a little extra step on a... I'm deciding how much to say. There's a space station scenario, brief little interlude beforehand that kind of sets up and kind of puts your player on the path to Nathema as a result of it. So that's one thing that sets it apart from the other story flashpoints we've done up to this point. Obviously, you're going to be encountering Theron. He's going to be very, very involved in the storyline of this flashpoint. This one probably has the most story, cinematic sequences and everything of all the flashpoints we've done this year. That's when you're playing, of course, the solo story mode. If you're playing multiplayer, you skip all that, as we've been doing. But so lots of Theron. That whole storyline will be resolved. You will know what is up by the end of it. I hesitate to say any more, though, because I wouldn't want to give anything away.
Is this a closure to the story arc or just a piece that would follow with the next update to the game?
A closure, very much.
Okay. Can we get now into the specifics of the flashpoints in terms of gameplay, technical details, please? Let's say share a little bit about the amount of story that's part of this, let's call it chapter, because it's not exactly a chapter. I don't know what it is. Obviously, It's not just a flashpoint. Compare the content of 5.9 with 5.6, maybe.
Yeah.
Because 5.6 was a little bit light on cinematics and story.
Yeah, this one's definitely much heavier than 5.6 was. There's a lot more scenes during the flashpoint and more scenes, maybe be more fair to say bigger scenes before and after. And like I said, there's also that whole sort of extra step before you even go to Nathema that tells some extra story as well. So this is definitely the most story-heavy piece of flashpoint content that we've released this year, or over the last 12 months, I guess I should say. Right. And it has a lot of ground to cover for reasons that I can't divulge at this time. But yeah, I think players should be very satisfied. I'm looking forward to seeing their responses.
Okay, what about the difficulty modes available for this flashpoint?
Same as the last couple, as Capero and Navara. So there'll be a solo
challenge. It wouldn't be harder.
It's not intended to be harder. We'll put it that way. Sometimes we get caught by surprise, but the plan is not for it to be particularly easier or harder than the previous ones, to be kind of in line.
Okay, tell me about the boss encounters. How many do we have? What can we expect there in terms of boss mechanics, rewards?
Yeah. So there are 4 main boss encounters, which is a little bit different in that the sort of end boss is actually sort of 2 bosses that happen back to back. Then there's also another? Yeah. I think you get a break in between though. It's tied to the storyline, which will make sense when you get there. And then hashtag spoilers. And then there's also 1 bonus boss as well.
So that's 5 in total, including the bonus boss.
That's right. One of them involves a ton of lasers and spinning around. Yeah. I'm going to say that.
Sure does.
What else do I?
Sure does.
We'll leave it at that. There's
The
There's lots more that you could say.
First one involves a lot of running.
Yeah, you really got to run from that guy. And the last one is
or a lot of dying in our case.
Yeah, we were playing it
early playtest though. Balances on quite there, but
yeah,
a lot of dying.
Yeah.
I assume the Flashpoint will be available for low-level players, maybe?
I'm pretty confident that will mirror the same things we did with Capera Navarro as well.
So it will mask the important parts of the story cutscenes with something else.
Yeah. Still, if you're really, really concerned about it, the safest way is to play it solo first before you do anything else. That's always going to be the best bet. We're going to do our absolute best, but even if we don't tell you who the character is that might have done a thing that made you do this quest step, a savvy person could figure it out. So, it's safest way is to just play the story first before you do it multi, but we will do our best.
What can we expect as a reward for our efforts from doing the Flashpoint more than once, maybe more than twice for the story? What's in there? Loot?
We've actually got a kind of a cool spread of rewards. We've got a ton of decorations coming out of this one. I forget the exact number, but it was like more than 10, more than 15 even, I think. We've got a new companion drop. This is a simpler kind of companion, not a story character, but it's based off of an ad in one of those boss fights, the laser heavy one that I mentioned. So it's a pretty neat little bonus, and also a new armor set.
And then the things that I talked about yesterday as well, which Master Mode will drop the Unbound schematics for the new augments as well in Master Mode. I think when I was talking to the team, I think it's possible that the last boss on Veteran might have a low chance of dropping them as well, but for now, just stick with Master Mode.
Still working through that.
Yep.
Okay. Can you estimate the duration of the whole story experience, the Flashpoint before it and after it? How long would it be? Like an hour and a half, maybe?
I think probably an hour is a good starting. It might be even a little longer than that. It's hard to guess when you include the story cinematics because people move through those at very different rates than others. But it's definitely on the long side. Potentially longer even than Capero, just because there is extra story comparatively, and it is still, in terms of the overall size of the physical space, it's roughly the same as Capero.